Hello guys, thank you for joining me here today. And today, this is mainly for Muslims, but please still watch because if you ever get approached by a Muslim, especially if you're Christian, if you're not Christian, then if you get approached by a Muslim, you need to remember this too. So, Islam is a lot like Christianity in a bad way. So Christianity talks about Jesus, loving, kind, everything like that, peaceful. Yet, and Islam teaches that Jesus was really not the Son of God. He never ever proclaimed that he was the Son of God. That in fact, there was a big deception with the cross, and that never even happened. Probably John got turned to look like Jesus or whatever. It's really weird. And they have three prominent sources at the end times. They've got one which is basically Jesus called the Mahdi or Mahdi. It doesn't matter how you say it really, because it's really fake. But anyway, they've got this thing called the Mahdi, and this Mahdi character is similar to the Antichrist. The Mahdi practices probably sorcery, but practices miracles or uses miracles to heal people and everything like that, and sends fire down from heaven. The Mahdi has is very beautiful, as what the Bible says. He's very popular among people, as what the scripture says, and this is all in the Muslim text as well. So when trying to convince a Muslim about Christianity, you cannot use this because I say yes, but it talks about this in the Quran. In fact, it talks about the opposite. That in fact, the Mahdi is like this because he has to be to conquer the world. So that's thrown out. We can't use that as any source of prophecy. Number two, we have another one, which is the false prophet, which is the Jesus of Islam. So there's a Jesus of Islam who'll come back in the end of the day and say, no, I never even proclaimed the gospel. Islam is the true the true religion of God. You Christians and you Jews, you all need to die. You have to be converted, or you need to die. And again, that speaks of them in the Quran. So we cannot use that for any kind of convincing material. Number three, there's something called I would more go for Jesus because of the characteristics of this character, but they've got something called a Dajjal, and this Dajjal is meant to be very deceiving. It's meant to be basically the Antichrist of the anti-Mahdi, if you will, of Islam, and which he is. Anyway, meant to be this anti-Mahdi, and meant to deceive many, and Muslims will go to bed loving Allah, and then they'll wake up loving Jesus, or Dajjal, this false Jesus, and it's happening all around the world, by the way. Muslims are going to bed, waking up Christians. Muslims are going to bed Muslims and waking up Christians. Hundreds upon hundreds of thousands of millions of Muslims are waking up Christian in the morning. It's happening all over. Old Muslims, young Muslims. If Iran, Iraq, and everything like that, let all the young. There's 80% of their population is young folks. They say that about 50% of them, if were allowed, would convert to Christianity. 50% of them. That means there is 40% of the whole population of Islam that would turn to Christianity like that if they were allowed to. If they were allowed to. They're being polled and everything. I don't know how they get this information, and I can't cite this information. All I can tell you is go to Perry Stone. He has the information, and hopefully he can cite it for you. But they're saying that about 40% of all Muslims around the world, if they were allowed to, especially in places like Iran, Iraq, Egypt, every place like that, if they were allowed to, they would turn to Christianity like that. If they had no threat of death, if they had no threat of anything like that, they would turn to Christianity like that. 40% of all Muslims. I can't give you a total of 40% of all Christians. So if they're allowed to, they'll turn to Islam. I can't see that anywhere in the world. There's not been any reports of it. There hasn't been any polls. Why? Because Christians are allowed to go in and out of the religion as they will. If they believe in God, they believe in God. If they don't, they don't. Now, there was a story. No, we won't go into that. That's a whole other teaching. Anyway, so we cannot use the Jal character called Jesus Christ of Nazareth, the Christ who is the Son of God, the Most High God. We cannot use Jesus as proof for Christianity being true, because again, he is in the Caliph. I don't know how to say it, Caliphs, and in the Quran, and he's talked about as the Dajjal. So we can't use this Dajjal character or Jesus to prove that Christianity is true. So what do we use to prove that Christianity is true? Number one, prophecies. Fulfilled prophecies. I mean, I'm not going to give you any prophecies now. If you want to go look one up, I'm not going to explain it right now. But if you want to go look it up, you can go look at the prophecy of Tyre. Tyre, Tyre. Go look up at that prophecy and see that everything that was in that prophecy got fulfilled. You can go look at prophecies like Jesus, but you're obviously not going to believe that. You can go look at the prophecies of the Holocaust, which is in Ezekiel 38. There's so many prophecies you can go look up. It's in there, and you guys may believe it or not, whatever. And if you have any questions, come to me, because honestly, there's so many questions about prophecy that people ask, and that the reasons they don't believe in prophecy and they don't believe it's right and true. Number one, they don't believe that it was written at the time that it said it was written, when there is archaeological evidence for it. They've even used carbon dating for it. They've even used history for it. And as much as that carbon dating is not good, it still dates back to the same time as archaeology, the same back time as history, and everything like that. Absolutely. So we cannot prove Jesus is true by any of those three means. We can't prove him by Mahdi or the Antichrist. We can't prove him by the false prophet or the Jesus of Islam, and we can't prove him by Jesus or the no, I can't think of the name. Oh, that was really bad. But we can't prove him like that. So we have to prove him by another means. If you want to prove him by anything, it's not prophecy, it's nothing like that, although prophecy is good. It is the complete peace you have in the belief in Jesus. We have no doubt in Jesus. We could have no evidence, which we do have evidence, but we could have no evidence and still believe in Jesus with all our hearts, mind, spirit, and soul. That isn't blind faith. That is unexplainable. But when someone can have peace about something that's unexplainable and unfoundable and unfathomable and have complete faith in that, I think that is absolute infallible proof that their religion is true. So I'll see you next time, but until then, stay safe, guys, and as always, Jesus is Lord. Amen.